On YouTube, back with another video. We're doing a top 10 tier list on ML5 heroes for new and returning heirs that can be obtained through the path of radiance. Let's go ahead, go and knock these out as quick as we can, starting with heroes that cannot be obtained. Starting with, let's see, where is she? You cannot get Witch of the Mirror Tenebria, cannot get Nurse Yoha, cannot get Lady of the Scales, cannot get Monarch of the Sword of Saria, cannot get, who else? Boss Arunka is not available. Disciplinary Precinct Daria is not available either. And Ross is not available. You get Ross through the missions for him. Okay. So, starting off from the top. ML Euphine, Abyssal Euphine. I would say Euphine is, for my own personal use, she's pretty niche. She prevents combat readiness. She cuts that by 50%. She's a decent anti-cleave unit. If you build her with high enough HP and defense, you can use her as an anti-cleave unit. Every single time she suffers an AoE attack, her fighting spirit goes up. And if she gets to use trauma, she can pretty much go ahead and ruin someone's day with her counter attacks. So, hey, I'd say she's pretty niche. Ambitious Tywin, I'd throw him in probably the same category. As far as Tywin goes, the unfortunate thing with him is Seal has become so prevalent. He's between not good and niche. If you're fighting someone that's got like the AoE, he's able to knock one debuff off, which is kind of helpful, and he gets rage out of it. But like I said, Seal, provoke, everything kind of just like if you overwhelm him, he can get ran down pretty quick. But he does have absolute great he has great use with Politis, pretty much. If she uses the rest three, he gets rage. He can use ignore ER and stun everyone. Ravi, she's got an EE. She's pretty good. She's pretty good with Yoha, but you can't get Yoha. She's not the most terrible unit. If you're fighting a bunch of squishies, Ravi can carry. I used Ravi last season frequently. I would throw Ravi here in niche. Arbiter Vildred, I can put him here and can be picked elsewhere. Why I say can be picked elsewhere is you start the game, you get an ML5 blessing, and for new players, that ML5 blessing usually includes Arbiter Vildred, ML Ken, Ruel of Light, Spectre Tenebria, Judge Kisei, and Ruel, and you're allowed to switch it once. What most people do is they will pick Vildred to farm along throughout it, and then when they have to lock it in, they will switch it out. So why I say it can be picked elsewhere is usually you can just go ahead, have the hero through the ML blessing selected, and you don't have to lock it in until like the very last thing. But you can only do it once. So I will go ahead and grab Ruel. I will grab Kisei. I will grab Martial Artist Ken. I will also grab. Oh wait, it's got Dark Corvus too. Yeah, Corvus just exists. I'm pretty sure Corvus is the last hero that's It hurts to see this. Your Hydra don't pick Ruel. Yes, you pick Ruel. What it is you used to pick Arby to help you do the PVE, and then you would swap the pick, and then you would pick Tenebria. But I think Tenebria is kind of like fallen way far out of the pick, so you want to pick Ruel of Light. That's how it wants to go. Thank you guys. Let's see. So these guys are all ML blessings, which includes Tenebria there. There's also a second Moonlight Blessing event that when you get through Fallen Lands, you can start up and you can select Meteor Queric. You can select Sylvan Sage Vivian. Oh, I like how Salome's there. Oh, wait, yeah, you can't get Nodos. You can't get Salome. And you cannot get Dian. Where's Shepherd of the Dark Dian? I just passed her. Yeah, there's Dian. Yeah, so I would say. Where's the other freaking Cavill, Astromancer Elena, Conqueror Lilius, Remnant Violet? People will say pick Remnant Violet from ML Blessing 2. Do not pick this hero. That this hero does not evade for the life of you. So yeah. Let's see. Do I have everybody from the Moonlight Blessing? Death Dealer Ray. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay, I got everybody. All right, cool. All right, we can now return to your featured presentation. Archdemon Shadow. All she's got going for her is she can hold book, she can seal, but she's not really good. She's not picked and played often. I would throw her under not good. Architect Leica. She can hold book. Pen resist exists because of Illyanav, so I would chalk her up with not good. Bellion, must have. The ability to tell your opponent you can't have souls with Bellion picked makes her a must have unit. With how prevalent and prominent heroes are with souls, any mage being the ability to hold book, Bellion snuffs it out. So she is a number one must have. Blood Moon Haste. He was really good at one point. He is completely fallen off. He is really, 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 really bad. Briar Witch Assaria, I will put her in must have. While she is under niche use and she can be closer to the top. If you're going to fight someone that picks Ruel of Light and have it revive units, Briar Witch is pretty good. The issue with Briar is that you want to have Briar be really, 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 really fast. Or you have your Briar Witch on Guiding Light with ER to keep her like hidden, and then you go ahead and take stuff down with a really tanky team. Either way, considering on how prominent revive heroes are, Briar Witch really snuffs that out and really nips it in the bud on how long a game can take. Bystander Wall Young. As far as her goes, as far as she goes as a hero, she's really strong, but she's true to her name. She is a literal bystander. She either has games where she gets wailed on numerous times, does not counter, or she has games where she pops off and she's awake every single time, and she's like the Reaper for your opponent, or for you if you're fighting her. So I would say she's borderline not good. I would say she's niche use. It depends on what you're fighting. Most people run her a counter build. Others have been starting to run her on Destro build, but I would say she kind of falls in the line of not very good. Closer Charles. Okay, man mode. You gotta sell me on where I put Closer Charles, because I want to put Closer Charles in not good, but then you're gonna respond with Closer if he got an EE and triple torrent 0 would make Closer good. And that's where it's kind of like I can go ahead and shift stuff around at the end of the tier list, guys. I would Closer's not good. There's no saving Closer. Put him in not good. Sorry, man mode. Yeah, he's not good. He needs for new players. You need triple torrent to have activations for Closer. He has specific use. If you drop an opponent under 50% health, he pushes up. He has a non-counterable S3, but for new players that probably don't have torrent set on hand, he's just too hard to use. Yeah, the fact that you need triple torrent as a new player puts him in not good. Yeah, no, thank you, Minty. Desert Jubilee guys. There was a time in a season where DJ Bassar was really, 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 really good. Then certain things came out, and then he got really, really, really bad. And then he got really good for a resurgence. Tori's back, and she has barriers, but I don't think Bassar really goes and takes care of her. I want to put him in niche, though, because he is able to cleanse debuffs. He gives you 2-turn immunity. He can barrier invert, which is really handy and really helpful. But there's better heroes to have. Which brings us to Designer Lilibet. Design a little bit pretty strong. She can knock debuffs off your team. She can reset the opponents. I will put her right now in must have, considering on how prominent debuffers are in the meta. Dilibet's a really strong unit, but we'll see if she sticks it out with the other heroes. Dragon Bride Senya. So Senya, the only thing she's got going for her is she's got the ability to protect your backline, and if she's activated, she can go ahead and take her S3 from a single target to an AoE. But for Senya, the problem is injury is really, really, really bad for a lot of usage. So PvEP, she gets knocked down, injured a lot. Seal, again, like the prominent thing with Seal, courtesy of Luna and DN, kind of exists. And she just kind of just finds herself in the niche category. Basar was good with Fallen Cecilia buff, but she went down, so Basar went down too. Yeah, pretty much. That's why I put Basar. That's why I put Basar in the niche, because he's kind of like right here. Like, look at the other Soul Weavers that's on this list. The other Soul Weavers that you've got out here is, besides the cleanser with Dilibet, you've got Peyra, which is a cleanse, but Peyra needs too much to activate. Like, I would say Peyra is between must-have and niche, aside from being like a full cleanse and stuff like that. It depends on if you run her to evade or whatever. If she's on Sweet Miracles, she's great. But if she's on Uberia's Tooth, it's staggering how bad Peyra's gotten. But let's see what else. Like, yeah, but Peyra finds herself under niche. Dragon King Sharoon, she's only good for niche, and even in a niche battle, she's paired with Renak. So if you S2, S3, and Renak stuns herself, then Sharoon gets to activate, because it counts as a Sharoon activator with the stun on your team. So you can cleave your opponents with Sharoon and push them back. But then if you're using Sharoon into, say, Flagbearer, Sigret, or a DDR doesn't have to push his buttons, and all Swift Flagbearer Sigrid has to do is just S2 the Sharoon and just let her allies kill Sharoon, and you're pretty much done. So yeah, she's kind of finds herself a niche. Senya maybe for Guild Wars, still very niche though, yeah. Which is why I've got her in niche. Empyrean Ilanav. Yeah, must have. Like, I would almost put Ilanav right up there with Bellion. In fact, once I get all the heroes like placed around, I will probably put them in ranking from must have to whatever. But Ilanav, one of the strongest knights in the game. Pen resistance, very prominent. She has a ability to keep her allies alive because of the pen resist and all the other stuff. People usually run her on Aureus, so the mitigation on her is insane. And you can have someone with a 37, 38k Ilyanov, and she's also got a cleanse with her S3. So I would say Ilyanov is like top of the line, must have, must get unit. You run her prot set 2, and you can have barriers and immunity on her, and she's just like she's an ideal hero. Ludwig, Eternal Wanderer Ludwig. Well, for starters, if you like to cleave with souls, Ludwig's the hero for you. Too bad though that his place in the purpose in the meta is Ludwig is more or less a Guild War hero. He can be abused with his double soul burns. He can hold book, which is really nice. But I would put him in niche. He's there for book, and pretty much it. Now, Bonk would want me to put Litica in must-have, top of the tier, unless you have a fast enough Litica to be 100% crit, so you're running her crit neck, 150 effectiveness on her too, and whatever. She can reset a hero with her S3. She can... Could she strip the buffs with her S2, guys? Can she dispel debuffs? I know she can. It can be non-counterable, but can she dispel? If she can dispel the debuffs and she can just reset, she might be really good. She gets 25% CR push per enemy hit, so she's able to S2, S3 if the circumstances allow her. And people have been using her into Nodos, I know, but I don't really say that that's a reason for her to. That I don't think that's a reason for her to be like any higher than not good. Paul and Cecilia, I just put her in not. I want to put her in not good. Like she fell off so incredibly hard. Like people used to pick this hero so much, and then Cigarette kind of got an EE, and then like people just reminded themselves that there are better knights out there, and so all she kind of found herself is she's not even picked when you're countering Renak with the pop damage. It's kind of not worth it to pick Cecilia. Like she's got the ability to transfer debuffs, but it's like I almost want to just put her in not good. If she crits, she dispels 2. That's for Flitica. They buffed made Chloe and was GC for FCC. Yep, pretty much. So which that means without even just waiting for it here, we'll just put it right here. Must have revive, 3-turn revive, defensive buff, and she has a passive that heals your team every single time she gets a turn. She has a soul burn that she gives herself an extra turn, which can be kind of bad if your opponent has Bunny Down, but you're not seeing Bunny Down on the opponent, so she can go ahead, soul burn when her buffs are about to expire, and then re-up the buffs again and re-heal your entire team and revive them. So I would say made Chloe pretty good hero. Harsetti. Harsetti is, I would say, must-have, but she's kind of in that weird spot where must-have is, because as a new player, you are getting her best friend in Afternoon Soap Plan as a character from the Radiance quest. So you essentially already have her partner in crime. And Harsetti is just a hero that just says, yeah, you have a 315 speed or knock. Well, I get to go first, unless Zio's on the board. So Harsetti really strong. I would probably go ahead and say that Harsetti probably in must have right now. Hellion Lua, let's face it, she's a niche use unit. You can AoE provoke people. She gets a CR push, but it's kind of at the point where if Mort's on the battlefield, then you can't get the counter. So she's kind of bad there. But the provoke for her is what kind of saves her. So I would probably put her in niche. Last Rider Crow. I almost want to put LRK guys in niche, but not good, because let's face it, with all the free encounters now out there, I don't think Crow is really good anymore. Freerin used to have no counters, and the one random counter to Freerin was Crow on Glory, Crown of Glory. Now it's kind of like, aside from the 2-turn immunity and the ability to skill cooldown, I would say that Crow's not exactly the greatest knight to have. Why is Dilibet that high? I put Dilibet high up right now because of debuffs and stuff, but I might move her down. But we'll see if we get 10 heroes. If we get 10 heroes on the must-have, then we move Dilibet down. Crown of Glory is decent. Holy crap. Freaking tongue twisted myself. I would say Crow is strong, yes. But, like, if you're fighting a Monarch of the Swordless area and a Bellion, like, sure, Crow's good into Bellion, but is Crow good into anything else? Is kind of where you gotta ask yourself. Like, you can't run Crow into Malona. You can't run Crow into... Maybe Crow might be good with Bibelist. I'll keep him in niche right now. Lionheart Sirmia, would you guys say that she's must-have, or how prominent counters dual attacks are? Or would you say that she's in niche? Where's my redhead enjoyers at? Yes? Yes? Not niche? Must have? Okay. The redhead enjoyers haven't said it. Okay, we're not even going to bother with this one. She's not good. She was good for a little while, and then everything else got overpowered and strong, and Little Queen Charlotte got left behind. She's not good. She's not good at all. There was a season I played Ictor into Harsetti comps, and then the Harsetti comps got smarter, and Little Queen Starlet was just not a good unit for me. Yeah, Lionheart is a must because Setsuka exists. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Lionheart's a must have, and LQC not good. Melona, one of the strongest heroes from the recent balance patch. Her ML5 EE gave her insane value. The AI assistant legitimately tried to have me pick her in every single game. I would say Melona is must have. It's unfortunate because she was on the coins. She was on the recent coin shop, and my veteran players that didn't have to get her and were like, "Hey Joe, should I get Melona or should I wait?" I'm sorry, guys. It's just unfortunate. So like Melona, strongest current bruiser, she can two tap a Ross with her S or their second S3. She is super 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 strong. This one hurts me. I like Navy Captain Landy. She's my favorite character. She's one of my favorite characters in the game. She's not good. There is no saving ML Landy. She had her time in the sun, but unlike Euphine that still has a purpose with her inability to CR cut and stuff like that, Landy's just not good. It's just not good for Landy. It's just unfortunate. I know. No, Landy. I know, guys. I want to put Landy there, but she's just not strong. New Moon Luna's very strong. The ability to hold book and AoE strip your opponent with a non-attack skill for seal and inability to buff. She's strong. She's kind of finding herself like out of the meta a bit, but with the recent resurgence of Bibelus coming out, Luna's kind of got that point where Luna's kind of good again, but Luna doesn't exactly eclipse DN. Let me move her up a bit. So I would say that Luna's kind of like Luna's to the point where she's almost niche. As surprising as that is to say that to someone. Thank the heavens, Landy's bad. Landy needs to stay dead. Dang. Up Sigrid, she's not good. The moment FCC died, Sigrid died too. There's no saving Sigrid. P-Flan, now that the warfare rules changed, I think P-Flan is not good. But I'm welcome to have you guys talk to me and tell me otherwise, because I can't see P-Flan being good. She has bombs, she has pushback, but she has a non-attack skill, which is kind of bad. And now that the warfare rules have changed so that the bombs do not detonate immediately, I don't see a use or a purpose for P-Flan. She needs a plus 30 artifact for the Caesarea artifact to activate her bombs, because they don't have an EE for her that activates the bombs automatically and had the bombs in her kit. So I don't think that Flan's good. P-Flan is your last pick for free run when you need a ban. I mean, I could see where you can use her, but now that you can't detonate the bombs until the S1, she detonates the bombs with the S1, which is nice. But a plus 30 limited artifact at that. Yes, thank you, Maddie. Yes, so obviously P-Flan not the greatest. I would almost move her up to niche, but she's not the greatest. The most biggest enigma hero in the Smilegate Epic 7 lore, Requiem Rowana is an interesting unit, but I don't know, guys. As far as like people go and pick, I almost want to put Rowana in not good, because how often do you see people pick Zeo and then they go and pick like Teiyu and something else and they don't pick Rowana? Like, yes, Rowana can hold book. Yeah, yes, Rowana can hold book, which is nice. But the ability for her to push back and reset people doesn't really do any favors for her. Unless you're fighting people that don't have buff stacks and you're able to reset them and whatever. Like, yeah, she's good against Amiki, but that's about it. And Namaki is like a late 5th pick. You would go for anyone else but Rowana. Rowana is easy. Rowana is easy to gear in that you don't need to get speed gear for Rowana, but Rowana has other gear where she needs high effectiveness, high attack, and sometimes it's triple torrent. Sage Ball. I'm gonna go ahead and just rip the band-aid off with this one and say Sage Ball is a niche use unit. He can hold book. He can S2, S3, which is not bad. And he can delete certain units with his S3, but I almost want to throw him in not good. Sage Ball is nice for anti-cleave, and that's about it. And if you're fighting a Zeo that can just silence Sage Ball, then you're kinda screwed with it. So there's no way for him to really like bounce back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, ironic, guys. Look at this. Hero number 10. Sea Phantom Politis. Must-have unit. She's perma stealth if you max her S2, her passive. She's got slow and pushback by 30%. She gives her allies rage, which is great for Tywin, as I mentioned earlier. And because of her being invisible, she can't be targeted and pushed back by Zeo. She's really, really strong. She has a lot of usage with other heroes such as Genoa, Tywin, Zeno now with him having rage. She can also have Awakened Leaf, which pushes up the ally in the back now, so you can 1-2 combo punch with that. I think Sea Phantom Politis is so overpowering. She is really good with how if Leaf had not come back, if Leaf had not come out with Saria, I don't think Sea Phantom Politis would have had such a resurgence that she did. But because she did, she is probably one of the strongest heroes that you can have. And you don't have to build her insanely fast because of her having the stealth. You can actually build her ER based and just wait until your opponent goes ahead and whatever, takes their turn and runs out of juice, and then your Politis can just be like, okay, I just go ahead, S3, push everybody back, and there we go. Okay, Silverblade Araminta, I almost want to say niche. She can hold book. A lot of the heroes, as you guys are probably seeing, it's like a broken record. Can hold book, not good. Can hold book, niche use. Can hold book, not great. And that's kind of the thing with SBA. She needs to have your enemy not have immunity. She doesn't have a strip, so that puts her in not good immediately. She can hold book, which is good, but like the inability to have a strip means that your opponent needs to have no immunity set, so she can land her stuns and burns. And even then, it's like she needs certain gear requirements, so she's not exactly in the favorable spot. If it was seasons ago, she would have been better, but because of how bad it is with her not having a strip, I can't be justified to put her in the niche use category. Solitaria is usually mainly there to cut the focus fighting spirit of units. She can half stuff, so for that alone, she can be put in niche, and that's about it. She can cut Flan's fighting spirit stacks from 3 to 1.5. She can cut down. I think, but wait, no. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Solitaria only affects focus. She doesn't affect fighting spirit. Politis affects both focus and fighting spirit. Solitaria affects only the focus part. Yeah. Yeah. She's niche. She stops the focus. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. I misspoke. I misspoke on that one. Sea Venom is the one that halves it. Solitaria is the one that reduces it to 0. So RB can't Descending Blade. Plan doesn't have any bullets in the chamber for dual attacks. She snuffs out Flan, and that's about it. She's probably up higher on the niche use, but not exactly great. Specimen says, I'm sorry guys, I'm just gonna put him in not good. Spirit Eye Celine. Okay, so we're hitting a point where we are reaching a point where it's like the top 10 heroes are hitting a point where it's going to be real close on must have versus whatever. So let me just go ahead and just bang these out real quick. Kayron, niche use. He requires high ER set to focus and work. He counters at full fighting spirit. He gets the AoE S3 for 15,000. He's super strong, but unless he's dodging, evading, and you're keeping him alive or whatever, it's almost like a point where he's niche to not good. Straws, one of the strongest cleave heroes. I would almost argue that Straws would be closer into must-have because he's great for both PvE and PvP. But if we're running this off of I would put him here. I would literally put Straws here in must-have for his flexibility between PvE and PvP. He is the hardest hitting hero in the game. He makes most hunts a joke. He is really strong with cleave. I would put him in must-have. Spirit Eye Celine, she's strong on Summer Photogenic. She's strong and for revive and stuff like that. But I would throw her in niche because outside of like a particular playstyle, you can either play her really fast and put her on like Wind Rider or just S3 and just heal her up and just put the revive buff for everyone and immortality. But it's like I don't see a real consistent place that she outpaces a character like Ruel of Light. Teu is just niche. She's cleave focused. Top model Lulika got a buff. She's more or less niche. Urban Shat. Okay, so we get the like interesting part. All right. So let's rearrange some stuff. Briar's good for prevention of people reviving, but Briar requires hard gear. I would slide her down here. Dilibet, I would slide her down here as well. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Zio and Shu, guys. I would say that Shu gets niche because with her EE, she gets the ability to be invisible. She can do 2,000 injury damage to all heroes, which is really strong. On Pursuit set, she does a little bit more, but she has her counters with Maid and FCC, but as you can see, FCC's in pretty much bad, and so like not really great for that. And like Shu's really strong, but she's not gonna be like the one that's gonna be carrying the game, and that's where Zio comes in. Zio automatically takes the first turn. He can hard counter Harsetti, so if your opponent picks Harsetti, you can pick Zio. He takes the first turn. He can hold book. You can build him any which way you want to build him. You can build him prot set. You can build him speed. You can build him lifesteal. Like the possibilities are endless for Zio. So, in conclusion, for my top 10 heroes to pick for new players and returning heirs, let's run down the bullet round. Bellion, no souls. One of the strongest knights in the game. Second strongest knight is Empyrean Ilanav with the pen resist. Absolutely a nightmare for enemies to fight. Third strongest, Maid Chloe. She's got a revive on her S3. She's got a defense buff. She can heal with a passive every single time she takes a turn. She's really, really, really strong. You can give her Shimadras. You can give her any heal artifact to boost the healing on your team. Harsetti, pretty much without Zio on the team, Harsetti goes first, meaning your opponent's speed is invalidated. She's really strong with Afternoon Soak Flan, so if you run the combo Flan plus Harsetti, you automatically get to use Harsetti to the best of your abilities and have Flan pick someone off. But like with any good counter heroes and stuff like that, Lionheart Surmia can counter Harsetti, but not entirely. But she's strong because Setsuka exists, counters exist, dual attacks exist. And Surmia is a really, really strong hero. If your opponent picks anything that can like dual attack or anything that wants to counter, Surmia is your girl. Lone Crescent Bologna, probably the strongest bruiser in the game. If it wasn't for her EE, Ravi would probably beat her out for that. But injury, strong S3, it ramps up with the EE. You put her on Destro set, you can put her on Riposte set, you can also put her on Lifesteal set. She'll do her work for you in battle. New Moon Luna still rather strong. The ability to have Soulburn S3 with Seal and Unbuffable, pretty freaking strong. You can run her fast, or you can run her slow and run her Anetica Scepter. The endless possibilities are there. C-Fan and Politis, one of the strongest heroes, I would have to say, just because of how much she counters with Focus Fighting Spirit. Having it, she can push back your opponent. She can push up your back line. And there's a whole lot of pain to be received from her. Like, I have had numerous fights where I really dislike fighting this hero. Straw's hardest hitting PvE unit, hardest hitting PvP unit. He does work in both. You can use Straws wherever you want to use Straws. And Zeo, I take turn 1. That's my list. If you've got all these heroes at the top, you can go ahead and just go down the list here, guys, and see what you have to pick. But I hope this helps you out. Enjoy Epic 7. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.